I'm beating every N64 game, and I mean all of them. The twist is, the next game I play is randomly selected, so I have no clue what's coming next. This is the journey to beating every N64 game. Game number 245, Super B-Daman Battle Phoenix 64. Released exclusively in Japan in 1998, this game was developed and published by Hudson Soft. Well, I don't know a single thing about this game. I guess we know it's by Hudson Soft, and they generally have made some cool games on the N64. Come to think of it, they made a lot of games on this console, huh? Apparently this is based on the B-Daman line of toys in Japan, which originated from the Bomberman series. Well, I've got no idea what's about to happen. Let's get into it. Also, there's a guide on this game from Terratris on GameFAQs I used to help me get through this one. Link in the description. After creating a new file, I was at the main menu. We've got beta mode, battle mode, B-Daman items, and options. There wasn't really any difficulty settings or anything like that to change in options, so to beta mode we go. That seems to be the main single player mode of this game. The beta battle royale is where the main progression takes place. There are 3 cups in total, but for now, only the rookie cup was available. Now to pick my character. They have 4 stats in power, defense, speed, and rapid fire. There are 5 characters you can be to start. Tamago with the Fighting Phoenix, Gunma with the Wild Wyvern, Sarah with the Stag Sphinx, Yen with the Bursting Countess, and Nekomaru with the Nyankoro Fighter. I went with Gunma. Hopefully that's a good choice. There's some basic trash talk dialogue between the 2 opponents before the match starts. It then asks me to use beta items. I have none to start, which makes sense. Apparently this game is compatible with the transfer pack and Super B-Daman Fighting Phoenix on the Game Boy. You can import items from that game if you happen to have a save file on it. Alright, let's get into the first match. Yeah, I bet you thought this was going to be a fighting game, didn't you? Actually, it's a minigame collection. This first one is Power Clash. You just have to move the crosshair and shoot the targets that appear on screen. Very simple game to start. I don't think I noticed at the time, but you're able to destroy every single one of these targets in a single shot if you hit the weak point. The game doesn't tell you this though. Seems you needed to know this to win because I lost by 2 points. Aw man, unbelievable. I love this defeat screen. It just shows Gunma under a spotlight in absolute despair. Luckily, you can continue and try again without no real penalty. Dude, this rocket is like TAS only to hit. The CPU can't hit it either. This time around, I won. What a fun, silly minigame that was. I can't wait to see what's next. Next up was Billiard Battle. As you might expect, we're just playing billiards. The CPU was absolutely cracked at this though. They weren't missing at all. The scoring in this is weird. The white balls are worth 1 and the red ones are worth 3. So in real life, the B-Daman toys have a hole in the body where you launch a marble out. All these minigames are going to involve launching a ball in some fashion. Apparently I won on the very first try. Well, that's awesome. I'm crushing this. Now we've got trolley shooting. With this being a Hudson Soft game, I wonder how many of these were scrapped Mario Party minigame ideas. This one's really cool, I thought. You have to hit the plus targets and avoid the minus ones. Also wondering if there were any thoughts to having this be a light gun game. Unfortunate they never made one of those for the Nintendo 64. I won that minigame first try, and that was the end of the Rookie Cup. I got a certificate proving that I beat it. Nice. For beating the Rookie Cup, I unlocked Atsumasa and Akari as playable characters. So the way minigames work is each character has their own game they play. Since I'm against Yen in this first round, we are playing Power Clash once again. It gets a little bit harder with each successive cup. I'll take this time to talk about the graphics and audio. The graphics are quite nice. The art style reminds me of anime you'd see on Kids WB or something like that. The game runs super smooth too, which isn't exactly a surprise since there's not a lot of action happening. The music's nice too. I can hear a lot of crossover with Bomberman Hero in this game, so I wonder if it shared composers or maybe they just heard that music at the studio and were influenced by it. It took like 4 tries this time around, but I won yet again. Dude, like all these targets are the minus ones. A small problem with the trolley shooting game is the opponent's cursor obscures your vision. When you're against a computer, it's especially bad because they don't have that issue. In the billiards game, there's one transparent ball, basically where the opponent's previous shot landed. If you sink that ball, all the balls turn red for that turn, and you get 3 points for any shot you make. Now we've got a new game, Airball Battle. This one is pretty interesting. There's this big floaty ball and you launch marbles at it to try to send it to the other player's side. It's honestly kind of hard to tell where your shots are going to go. If the ball hits the ground, it'll make the panels there go away, revealing spikes. If the ball hits the spikes, game over. I don't know what happened here, but the ball got super small. It was really hard to hit it now. Not sure if the CPU used an item or what. Eventually though, I overtook them and won. Heck yeah. Now we're playing Whack-A-Mole. The blue ones give 1 point, the brown ones 2 points, the ones with the hard hat are 5 points, and the pink ones are -5 points. It's exactly what you'd expect. Watching this back, I can't help but think how cool this game would be as a light gun game. Easy win. I was crushing this game. Now, what is probably my favorite of the minigames, Gate Clear Battle. You've got to make your way through 12 different gates. One has a lock on it, which you just shoot a bunch of times until it breaks. One has a number combination with the digits 1 through 5 placed randomly, and you have to shoot them in order. Another has 12 panels, and the correct one is placed randomly. Once you hit it, the gate opens. And finally, there's one with 3 panels vertically, which keep opening and closing. You have to shoot the blue one and not the red. If you do the wrong thing at any gate, you move backward by 1. Once you reach the end, there's a crown floating, which you must shoot to destroy. Whoever is first wins. Obviously, this person was me in this instance. Here we have hungry dinosaurs. There's a blue and red dinosaur chasing us on carts. We have to shoot marbles at them to keep them away. Blue belongs to player 1 and red to player 2. If I shoot the blue one, it slows down, and if I shoot the red, it speeds up. Getting bit by the dinosaur makes the player lose 5 points. Whenever the carts go off a jump, a pterodactyl flies by and you can spam shots at it to get a bunch of points. Unfortunately, I didn't take the time to read how this one works before playing it, and I got wrecked. I still didn't really understand it that well on the second go, but I guess it didn't matter because I won. We take those. And with that win, I received a certificate for winning the Super Beta Cup, only the King of Beta Cup to go. I also unlocked Yuke, Goose, and Ita as playable characters. Here's another minigame, B-Daman Rally. I'd say the closest thing to compare this to is golf. You have to launch the marble down this mountain, aiming for rings on the way down. The different colored rings give differing amounts of points. Also, how would this game work in multiplayer? Maybe it's just not available, or it swaps between shots? If you fall off the cliff, aka a water hazard, your ball gets sent back and you waste time. Speaking of time, once you reach the end, you shoot it through the goal ring, which is worth 5 points. You then gain 1 point for every 10 seconds you have left on the timer. See, that makes taking turns thing in multiplayer not make sense too. How would it handle the timer? I don't know. Here we've got Robot Battle. Again, I didn't read how this one worked and it backfired big time. I was just shooting panels at the bottom, not really knowing what I was doing, and I was punching them for tiny damage. Before I knew it, they were launching these massive attacks at me that were taking a third of my health bar. I was getting taken straight to the cleaners, man. Maybe I should try to understand how this works. So a big part of the strategy here is when the opponent attacks, there's a short window where you can counterattack. You have to move to shoot the right square in the time it's available. If you do, they take damage instead. It's really strong. The more powerful the attack is, the less of a window you have to counter it though. This game is a decent idea, but counterattacking is super overpowered. There's no counterplay to a counterattack, so you can just kind of chill and wait to counter to win. So you have to play all the minigames in this cup. The opponents get better as the cups go, and man, it was so hard to win on Power Clash. They are so good at one-shotting the targets on the King of Beta difficulty. It only took like 3 tries to get through it though. Not impossible, but certainly not easy. Oh look, turns out if you sink a shot with a ricochet from another ball, you get a multiplier on the points in billiards. That would be huge if you did it with a red ball. Okay, the last minigame, Panda Darts. This is like trolley shooting in that there are targets appearing all over the place. There's a gold target worth 10 points this time around. Also, if you shoot the pandas themselves, you lose points. But shooting the baby pandas is especially bad and you lose 5 points. Why are these pandas holding their babies out during an active target practice anyway? The parents seem to be the bad ones here. Somehow I managed to win this one on the very first try. I thought I was getting destroyed, but well, the points say otherwise. Here we are, the final boss of the game. This is Takopi, some kind of weird squid alien looking thing. Hopefully I'm good enough to win. We did the robot battle and his big attack was abducting me with a spaceship. How am I supposed to counter that one? No fair. His robot looks more like a pig than a squid, to be honest. I just spammed counterattacks like before, and that was that. Takopi was sashimi'd, or something like that. It then transitioned to some weird news broadcast with Takopi behind the desk and some guy maybe named Dr. Tamano in the corner. It's talking about how there's a new king of Beta and we are here to celebrate. Then it talks about showing security camera footage of the new king that was captured during the tournament. Hey look, that's me, purple hair and all. And then the credits roll. Well, that was nice and quick, now wasn't it? It shows a celebratory picture with all the characters on screen. Can't forget my certificate for winning the King of Beta Cup as well. Looks like I unlocked quite a few items from that playthrough. I feel like it'd take a while to get all of them. It shows the conditions to unlock them only after you've already done it. So I guess you either mess around for ages or purchase a strategy guide if you wanted to figure them all out back in the day. One of the items is for mashing the start button incredibly fast on the mode select screen. They did this in a lot of Hudson Soft games, but Hudson Soft made their own turbo controller for the Nintendo 64 that you could buy back in the day. The intended way is you need that controller to unlock it, kind of like paid DLC all the way back in the 90s. Bomberman Hero had some big content locked behind it. The other thing in this game is battle mode. It can support up to 4 players, and wow, this is way different than the Beta Cup mode. This definitely resembles traditional Bomberman multiplayer more than anything. You just blast each other with marbles trying to knock each other off the cliff. Last person alive wins the round. The items you get can mess with other players or buff yourself if you have them turned on. But yeah, that's about all there is for this one. Game complete. So yeah, there you have it. My journey to beating Super B-Daman Battle Phoenix 64. I would say this game is kind of a hidden gem. Certainly hardly anyone outside of Japan has probably ever seen it before, but I had a good time with it. I think the big problem with it is just how little there is to do, but it would have been a fun weekend rental back in the day. Definitely get a bit more replay value out of it with multiplayer. Even with it being short, I thought it was quite fun. All the minigames were enjoyable and I never really felt bored or frustrated with it. If there was like 30 minigames instead of just 10, I'd probably put this up there as a top tier game, but it's just a bit lacking in my opinion. Still, I think you should try this one out to at least experience it yourself. I got through it in about an hour and a half. I gave Super B-Daman Battle Phoenix 64 a 7 out of 10 for enjoyability and a 3 out of 10 for difficulty. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. We had a randomized marble race to determine which game was next, so here's how that played out. Or skip to the timestamp on screen to skip straight to the game selection. Play on Shift, Shaking, Twist, 145 games currently on the list. 3 Japanese games in a row, could we get a 4th? We got Cruisin' USA, Resident Evil 2, Perfect Dark, but only one will win. Let's see what it is. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, they're off. They're gonna hit portals. I hate the portals. Oh, we got 2 paths, okay. Space Invaders coming down on the left with Mario Party 2 on the right. Some people still not out of the portal. Quite pathetic. The next Mortal Kombat game, which is Mythologies Sub-Zero, a great video game. We got Mario Party 2, Clay Fighter, Space Invaders as well. Here comes Clay Fighter 64 in a 3rd or whatever. Clay Fighter missing the steps and doesn't quite land it. We got Banjo-Tooie, Clay Fighter, Mario Party 2, Space Invaders. GKO Powerful Pro Yaku is down. I like the aesthetics on this track, I'm not gonna lie. The cameraman's getting caught. We got Mario Party 2 Clay Fighter. And it's Mario Party 2 Clay Fighter making the first cycle, so they have a clear advantage. Nobody can catch up until after this cycle. Banjo-Tooie Goemon's Great Adventure not far behind. If you're hoping for Hybrid Heaven, I got bad news for you. Alright, Mario Party. Clay Fighter gets past the comb cleanly, and Mario Party struggles a bit hitting that triangle there. But we've now got the rolling hairbrush, and Mario Party 2 takes the lead. Somehow Clay Fighter is just throwing. Mario Party 2 is trying to get through these pegs. And we got Mario Party 2 getting held up, and Clay Fighter just cannot get past these pegs coming through the turnstile. Is Mario Party 2 still in the lead? Clay Fighter right behind. Wheel of Fortune, WWF No Mercy as well. Mario Party 2 hitting the cube beautifully, actually using it as a ricochet, but watch out, we have lasers at the end. Could Mario Party 2 have its day ruined by a laser, folks? We'll see if it gets zapped. Mario Party 2 avoids the laser, but there's another set of them. The laser, oh my god, it doesn't hit. Mario Party 2 is in the lead, folks. Wheel of Fortune, Clay Fighter trying to make a comeback, but is it too little too late? Here comes Mario Party 2. And it's Mario Party 2. Oh my god. No way. Hey, Shogi is translated into English. That will, well, it's gonna suck because it's Shogi, but we won't have to deal with Japanese language. The next Mario Party game, which is Mario Party 2. It has been decided. But yeah, if you're still here watching, you're awesome. Thank you, I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, or maybe even drop a subscription to the channel. Or you could even click one of these other videos that are on screen right now. And yeah, see you next time.